All right, Mario movie. Um, what would you what would you rate that movie out of five? Give us a 1 out of 5 score.
Out of five, mainly because of the pacing, I'd give it a solid four. But the main reason is it is a true like coming of age hero's journey, and there's none of that Hollywood woke junk in it.
Yeah, I heard Nintendo was really reluctant to to have Mario actually have a backstory.
Yeah, but but it worked. It worked so well.
Yeah, they did a great job. They did a great
Yeah,
job. I don't know who the writers were, but
yeah. Well,
producers
it's
and the
because
writers
like
did.
we only know he's a plumber from Brooklyn, right? And okay, but like who are his parents? Who are like, and they set it all up perfectly.
Yeah, for me, I give it a 4 because they hit all the spots. I feel like I
Hmm.
just feel like the ending of the movie was kind of flat.
And of course that Charles Martinet cameo.
Yeah, wait, he had a cameo?
Yeah, he was after they did the commercial or whatever. He's like, "Do you think we did a little too much for the accents?" And he's like, "No, it's a perfect."
Oh, that was
Yeah,
him.
yeah,
Yeah, I remember that. I forgot.
yeah. He
Cool,
was the
man.
original Jumpman.
Cool. Yeah. So I highly recommend the movie if you guys haven't seen it yet. I would take your kids, pump them up full of caffeine and sugar, and let them scream at this movie for an hour and 20 minutes.
I recommend the cookie dough bites.
Don't forget those cookie dough bites. All right, cool, man. So, all right, next thing. So we're gonna talk about Dead Island 2. It's coming out this week. What have you played the first Dead Island first of all?
I played a little bit with a friend. This was years ago when I was still in Japan. Um, it's it's whatever, man. I was a Dead Rising guy. I wasn't a Dead Island guy.
Let me see what year that game first came out, real fast.
Dead Island,
Yeah, the first Dead
uh,
Island.
2010 or 11, I think, or maybe even 12.
Dead Island. First Dead Island 2011,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
then Dead Island Riptide 2013.
Hmm.
And then there was Escape Dead Island. That's in
Well, because
2014, but I didn't even know that game came out.
so Dead Island 2 was actually supposed to come out in like 2015 or 16.
Really?
Yeah, so they had released this really awesome trailer of this guy running down like Venice Beach, and he's got his iPods and everything, and it's playing this song called "The Bomb" by Pigeon John, and he's just jogging down the street, and he covers up a little bite on his wrist with his sweatband. And as he's running, he's like, waving to everybody. But as he keeps running, he's slowly transitioning into a zombie. It is the coolest trailer ever. And then all of a sudden it got scrapped, and now we're hearing about it again.
Wow. That trailer came out how many years ago? Would you say?
Like 2015 or 2016. It was
I think I
but it
remember
looked
seeing that.
so cool, man.
Wow, it took him so long, and I guess there's just like I don't know. I feel like there's so many zombie games.
There is.
Um, I didn't really. What was it? Was it Dead by? No, it's not Dead by
Dying
Daylight.
Light.
Dying Light. Yeah, I
Yeah.
never played Dying Light. I heard it was fun, but
I played the first one. I What I liked about it was I don't know if they brought it back in the second one because I never played the second one, but they had this thing where you would go from day to night, and at
mhm.
nighttime other players could jump in and be like some type of super tyrant or like the tank from Left 4 Dead, and they could track you down and try to kill you. And it was pretty cool. But needless to say, it's like Dead Island 2, aside from what I've seen, I've played this game before, you
I
know.
heard like the melee mechanics were pretty good in those games, but I heard
Yeah,
there's no guns. Is that
but
is
how,
that true?
how but how it's like how many times can you do melee stuff without it becoming repetitive? It's I guess it just definitely it's whatever floats your boat, Like I said, I'm a Dead Rising guy. I love the third person zombie genre. That was awesome.
All right, man. So Dead Island 2 coming out this Friday. Probably not gonna play it. That's gonna, unless it comes out on Xbox Game Pass. I'll try it out, see what happens, bash some zombies. Have you heard that Redfall is 30 frames per second on release? Redfall is the new Bethesda game, Xbox exclusive, Game Pass day one, 30 frames per second at launch. They said they're gonna add a 60 frame performance mode later. Do you think they should delay it or what? How do you feel about it?
Well, okay, so here's the thing, right? They're putting it out on Game Pass, which is okay. So they're basically throwing out an early access game for everybody to play, and then they're going to add all this stuff later. Now, what bothers me, and Bethesda has done this before, is they'll make you pay for a game, and then it comes with all this other junk, all these bugs, and then they have to throw in updates to fix it. I miss the old days, man, where when you got a game, that's what you got. Like the game was set in stone, so it had to be made good. Nowadays, they don't have to do that anymore. They can just throw a game out there and then whatever, and then they let the community test it, and then they just fix those bugs as they go.
I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I thought Bethesda, so this is making me really nervous for Starfield. Really nervous. Because I thought Bethesda was going to be good in Microsoft's hands. I thought Microsoft was not going to be pressuring the developers to kind of release games ahead of time. Just delay the game. I'm not going to play a 30 FPS game. If it's on Game Pass, that's fine. But honestly, it really killed my hype. It killed my hype for this game. But yeah, anyway, Redfall, 30 frames per second, no bueno. No, yeah kick rocks, dude. Come on. It makes me nervous for Starfield. But anyway, man, I think that's pretty much all the time we have. Thank you so much for being on the show. And I had a great time, dude. So let's do more of this. And that's a wrap for today's episode of the Spell Tap Gaming Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us on this epic gaming journey. We hope you enjoyed our insights and maybe even discovered a new game or two to add to your ever-growing collection. If you want to stay in the loop with all things Spell Tap Gaming, make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel on your favorite podcast platform. If you have a moment, we'd really appreciate it if you could leave us a rating and review. And until next time, keep leveling up. And remember, in the world of video games, the possibilities are endless. Game on.